unseen hearts. Lisa had always been surrounded by fame, flashing lights, and endless adoration. Being a member of Blackpink, she was used to the spotlight. But on her world tour, there were moments when she longed for something different, a genuine connection without the glitz and glamour. That's when she met Teo. It was a sunny afternoon in a small town in the middle of nowhere where Lisa had taken a break from her whirlwind schedule to wander the streets, craving a sense of normalcy. She stumbled into a local Walmart, hoping to buy some snacks and maybe find a new book to read. As she wandered the aisles, she noticed a man stocking shelves in the electronics section. Teo, an unassuming Walmart employee, was focused on his task, unaware of the woman casually browsing nearby. Lisa, however, couldn't help but admire his calmness. He didn't seem rushed or stressed, just focused on his work. She approached him, a friendly smile on her face, and struck up a conversation. Hey, do you have any recommendations for good books? Sure, we've got a few good ones over here. They chatted for a few minutes, Lisa trying to keep the conversation light, not mentioning who she really was. She was tired of the constant attention, and here, in this small town, she could just be herself. Teo was kind and easy to talk to. They shared laughs about the ridiculous things they'd both seen at the store. And Lisa found herself feeling something she hadn't in a while, an undeniable connection. As the conversation ended, Lisa reluctantly walked away, thanking him for the book suggestions. Before she left, she waved at Teo, a little spark of excitement in her heart. She didn't know why, but there was something special about their brief interaction. The next day, Lisa and the Blackpink crew boarded a private jet for the next stop on their tour. But Lisa couldn't stop thinking about Teo. She wondered if he had any idea who she was. When she looked at her phone, she smiled at the thought of how simple everything had felt with him. He hadn't treated her like a star, which was exactly what she needed. What Lisa didn't know was that Teo had been thinking about her too. He'd found her friendly and charming, but he had no idea that the woman he'd spoken to in the Walmart was Lisa, the global superstar. His friends, however, had quickly pieced it together when they saw the photos of her in the media. They teased him for not recognizing her, but Teo had never been the type to care about celebrity status. One evening, after much deliberation, Lisa decided to reach out to Teo through a message. She didn't want to complicate things, but she couldn't ignore the feelings she had. Lisa! Hey, it's Lisa from the Walmart. Hope you're doing well. I just wanted to say I really enjoyed our chat. I'd love to stay in touch if you're up for it. Teo, stunned, stared at the message for a long time. The realization hit him like a ton of bricks. The woman he had spoken to was the Lisa, Blackpink's Lisa. His heart raced as he typed a reply, unsure of what to say, but wanting to be honest. Teo, hey, I had no idea who you were at the time, but I'm really glad we talked. I'd love to stay in touch too. From there, they began talking regularly, texting and even video calling when their schedules allowed. Lisa loved the simplicity of their conversations, and Teo found himself drawn to her warmth and honesty. It didn't take long for Lisa to realize that she had fallen for him, not because of her fame, but in spite of it. But Teo's world was different. He was just a regular guy working at a Walmart, living a life far removed from the fast-paced, glittering world Lisa was part of. She worried that he wouldn't understand the complexities of her life, or worse, that he might see her fame as a barrier to their connection. One night, Lisa invited Teo to one of Blackpink's concerts in Los Angeles, hoping to bridge the gap between their worlds. He agreed, though he was nervous. When he arrived at the venue, Lisa greeted him with a smile, her eyes lighting up in a way Teo hadn't seen before. As the show began, he watched in awe, realizing just how massive her world was. Thousands of fans screaming, flashing lights, and the energy of a global superstar. After the performance, Lisa took Teo backstage. It was like a different world, a world that felt so far removed from the calm, quiet connection they had. But Lisa refused to let the chaos of her career define their relationship. She pulled Teo aside, away from the frenzy, and looked at him with a tenderness he hadn't expected. Teo, I like you, not because I'm famous, but because you see me as just me. I know this world is crazy, and I'm sorry if it's overwhelming. But I'm willing to make it work if you are. I'm willing to try. We'll figure it out one day at a time. And so despite the hurdles they would face, a world of paparazzi, fans, and the constant pressure of fame, they decided to take a chance on each other. Their love story was far from ordinary, but it was theirs. built on simple moments, shared laughter, and an undeniable connection that couldn't be overshadowed by the spotlight. In the end, Lisa discovered that sometimes the greatest love stories aren't the ones born under bright lights, but in quiet moments, hidden away from the world. And Teo learned that love, when it's real, is powerful enough to bridge any gap, even between a regular guy and a global superstar.